Hi everybody, I don't want to waste a single second of yours and straight to the video. Let's go. So today I want to talk about the philosophy. I have read many philosophy, but the one that strucks my mind, that shapes and changes me, is the philosophy of Adavait Vedanta. I don't encourage anyone to follow blindly. I want everyone to question it. I'm in the phase of questioning it as well, but right now I'm struck by it. I can't move forward from it, and then I would share to you quickly about what I learned from it. So it talks about, the first thing is, it talks about the idea that you are not the mind or the intellect or the memory itself. So what does that mean? Remember, I said remember, and what do you remember? Everything you remember, everything you might remember, anything from the childhood trauma to some blessing kind of things in the childhood, meeting some new friends, or anything. Remember, that is not you. That is the beliefs, memories, ideas, everything that you accumulate in your mind over a period of time. That is not you. So you are not your mind. You are not the intellect itself. You are not the memory of the mind. You are not that. You are distinct and different from that. Okay? So also you are not the organs. You are not the taste. You are not the your individual ears or eyes or hairs. You are not that. I know you can question, but I am this body. Looks, I'm talking about the philosophy of Advait Vedanta, which says that you are this body, but there is another form of this body. If it goes deeper, there is more than subatomic particles in our body. If it goes more and deep, from the electron, protons, neutrons, you will see the Shakti, the wave running around with the energy. There is consciousness within you and around you, and your body takes that consciousness. So what is it says is, there is further down at the end, which can't be questioned, which cannot be like, has further breakdown of the things, is the energy itself, or the consciousness, or the awareness, whatever you call. So Advaita Vedanta, like Adi Shankaracharya, call it Shiva. You might think the God, mystical God with the human form. No, that is not what is described here. So they said, you are not your intellect, memory. You are not the parts of the body or the taste or the organs itself. You are different than that. Okay. So I'm not the vital energy. I'm not the air. I'm not the fire. I'm not the water. Our body is made from the five things, or like five panchatattva they call. I don't know what the exact meaning in English, but they call it panchatattva. But our body is made from panchatattva. Yeah, we can question that. There is many philosophies that talks about that, but this philosophy goes much more deeper. I know this world exists, they said, but this is not the ultimate form. The ultimate form is the awareness or the consciousness itself. So they do the negation. I'm not the intellect. I'm not the body. I'm not the mind. I'm not the memory. I'm not the air, water, sunlight, or whatever you called. I'm not that. So what I am then? What I am then? They call it the eternal Shiva. Siddhananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham, they call it. That doesn't mean any form of God. They means the awareness or the consciousness itself, the energy itself. When you break down any particles or the atoms, We see electron, protons, neutrons, and other trons, but this philosophy goes much more deeper than that, and it says it has an energy itself. That energy is awareness or the consciousness itself. When the energy activates, there is consciousness. It might sound contrary, but it is really hard to negate that. Especially with the advancement of today's science, they point out things like that. I'm not the believer of it, but they negate things. They negate things. They goes deeper and deeper. I have no words, but I would say, negate this. If you doesn't want to follow it, or if you doesn't want these things make sense, it's okay. It's completely okay. It's a philosophy, but this talks about the truth through the experience itself. You are not the body, not the intellect, not the mind. When it goes in a deep sleep, you still exist without the thought. Our dreams happens in the REM sleep, not in the deep sleep. So in the deep sleep, obviously our brain keep working every time, but there is no thoughts, there is no emotions, there is no sense of feeling of self, and still you exist. What is that? You exist without the feeling of me. That is quite scary, or I don't know how to explain how to explain that, but it is quite interesting things. It talks about that philosophy as well. And the founder of that, Adi Shankaracharya, also talks, I'm not the hatred, I'm not the violence, I'm not the greed, I'm not the illusion. They called a Maya. That means Maya does not mean things that does not exist or which is fake. It means the things that change the form. If I have a body here, and sometimes later, or some days later, or some years later, it will perish away, it will go away, it will change the form, then it is Maya, because it changed the form. But they said, when it goes to the fundamental, when it goes breaking down the atoms, electrons, protons, neutrons, the wave itself, there comes the energy which is unchangeable. When comes the awareness or the consciousness, which is unchangeable at all, they don't break down further, and that is what they call Maya. We can say a reality, or the truth, or the consciousness, or the Brahman, which is the underlying consciousness itself. And he talks more about such things. I'm not the illusion, I'm not the greed that I have in my mind, I'm not the lust, I'm not the liberation itself as well, but I'm just a pure Shiva, a consciousness. What more? That is the thing, and there is more things. He also negates the idea of knowledge. I'm not the Vedas, I'm not someone who is from higher caste, lower caste. I'm not that. I'm nobody. In the sense, I'm just a pure Shiva. He just negates. I'm not afraid of death. I don't believe in casteism. I have no friends, no relatives, neither father nor mother, because when it goes deep down, we all are consciousness. We all are awareness, or what they call Siddhananda Rupaha, Shivoham, Shivoham. We all are that things. We all are one. And another reason I love this philosophy is it talks about the oneness in the universe. Remember, if everyone follows that, if everyone sees the other person as me, as part of me, what makes me is what makes other person other. If we see from that level, how peaceful the world will be. When you see the homeless person, you see yourself in it. When you see the richness or the greed or the politician, you see yourself on that. I know the outside layers might seem completely contrast or different, but the fundamental, we all are one. And this philosophy also talks about not just I don't follow any books, but I'm not going to follow any books. Neither there is upper caste or lower caste things. Neither I have form, neither I'm formless. But that last line might sound contrary, but this talks about what I am cannot be explained or further break down. Yes, I'm formless, but that cannot be break down into further parts. When I exist in front of the camera, I exist, I have a body. But also deep down on the same level of, on the other level of reality, I'm the energy itself. I'm the energy vibrating and moving. And I have accumulated the greed, illusion, lost everything. But fundamentally, I am the Brahman. I'm the consciousness, and all the other person or the animals around me is. So fundamentally, we all are one. We all are just one form of Shiva. Here, Shiva doesn't mean any kind of gods, but the underlying reason of ours, or the sense of self itself. So this talk, so they talks about like these things. I don't want to go on the too deep right now. Yeah, I don't want to go too deep. The main idea is to understand that I'm not the body itself, I'm not the mind itself, and there's no reason to worship anybody or like such kind of things. No need to follow any books, no need to follow any gurus, no need to follow any gurus. You can follow actually, right? They don't deny that, but this is there's no need to if you don't want to. There is you exist and you are the complete in yourself, right? You are the Brahman or the underlying consciousness of the world or the universe of the galaxy, whatever you call. You are that. But because you have taken the form, the body, and there will be illusion, there will be lost. And your task is to identify the cause of the ego or the illusion or the identity and get to the state where you can see you are the one with the others. When you develop the feeling that I'm that, or like seeing other person and you can see yourself clearly, no matter how rich, how poor, or whatever they are. If you can see the underlying fundamental consciousness of all person or all animals, then you will be happy, or you will go in the state of bliss, because there is no pain, there is no hatred, there is no greed, there is no illusion, there is no loss, there is no idea of liberation itself. There's nothing. It goes to the deep sleep. I know this philosophy is not complete at all, but this philosophy can actually change. Right now, I'm in the state of learning this philosophy. Let's see how it goes. And my message to all of the people is learn and question everything that you see. You don't need to follow these principles or philosophy if you don't want to, but question it. Whatever you are believing goes through the experience itself. Don't just believe anyone, not to me as well. Go through it, see it, live the life you want, seize the other person as you, if you can, have fun, live life as you want to, because there's no one to tell you how should you live, but keep practicing what you are, keep doing things, because everything doesn't matter. You are something else. What I mean by that is you are not just the body or the mind, and you will go changing the forms very soon. You will die soon. There is no need to make your parents proud. I know if you want to make proud, it's okay. There is nothing wrong or immoral or such things. But if you don't want to, don't do it. Because you are that. You are the consciousness itself. You are running this world. So remove your illusions and live freely. Thank you. Take care. It is.